So what do you say to the young musicians around the world that want to pursue a career in music?
I would just tell them to stay as original as possible, because I think a lot of the musicians today are all looking for something that's going to work. So they oftentimes mimic something that someone else has already done that's worked, but they don't realize that that worked for them, but it may not work for them. You got to find something that differentiates you from everyone else, and that originality is worth putting time into.
If I take the blame, you put it all on me. I just pray that I won't end up lonely.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, dude. So good to chat with you.
You too, Nick. Good to meet you, brother.
Today, I started off the day right by listening to the old Akon tracks, and my God, it took me right back. The stuff still holds up, but more excitingly enough, there is a new song out. It is called Beautiful Day.
God, thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Yeah.
How's it feel to have a new song out? I think it's the first proper release from you since like 2008, which blows my mind.
Yeah, it's the first official release in 2008, man. It's amazing, bro. We're having a ball with it so far.
This song, when I first heard it, of course, I was immediately taken back to the clip on TikTok that I saw last year or so. This little Jamaican kid, he in this beautiful voice, was singing what ended up being the hook of this song.
Lord, I thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, I mean, the record came back 360 because it's one of my older demos, man, that got leaked back in 2012. And then when I went to Miami to work with JR, he was like, bro, I just heard this new record, man. It's on TikTok, it's viral. You got to redo this. Sound like something that you would do. Then he played it for me, and I was like, oh my God, bro, this is one of my older records. So it was like the perfect time, and it was the perfect time. I feel like this was a sign. And plus, the time that we're in, it needed a message like this for sure.
Yeah, it really did. And it feels just like a good old Akon track. And I love that acoustic guitar. I mean, that is such my vibe, having that acoustic guitar strumming in the background. So it was a beautiful song.
No, thank you so much, man. Yeah, I wanted to make it global to where anybody can listen to it. Every nationality, every culture, you know what I mean? All genres, you know?
Yeah, and you've always been really good at being able to connect globally through your music. And what do you think it is about music that is able to resonate on a worldwide scale and unite people?
I think you got to humanize the music. You got to make it reflective and also something that everybody can relate to. And I think oftentimes music is always like brought and stuck in certain compartments where only certain people can relate to it. Whereas I try to make it to where anybody that's listening can find some kind of relation to it somehow.
Where did you go to film the music video for Beautiful Day?
Actually, we shot the main parts and the performance parts all in Brazil, but all the other collages was all done dispersed as I was moving around like within months of time.
Thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day, yeah.
There's also not just a new song from you. You have a whole new album coming out. It is called Not Guilty. It's dropping in February. That's so great that you have a new full body of music in the works.
Yeah, absolutely. You know me, I'm a full body guy. I can't really drop a single at a time and cheat my fans like that. So every time we drop the record, we always attach it to a major full body of work and to give you a full experience, because our idea is to bring back music in a scope to where there's a theme that's attached to it that actually you can go away with, really reflecting on yourself in every way that you can imagine. You know what I mean? So we're really excited about that.
Mm-hmm. When can we expect to hear a couple other teases or tastes of what's to come from it?
Yeah, so we got the next single that'll probably be dropping next month, or if not early January. It's called Akon's Money, so definitely get ready for that. When you know what I mean, the album will probably drop most likely in February, and we'll give you the exact date in February very soon.
Nice. Akon's Money. I like it. That's a good name. I hope that there's some good collabs on this album as well. Are you going to be working with some names? In the past, you have done truly some of my favorite collabs in the world. So I got to know, is there some iconic collab tracks that are about to be dropping?
Oh, man, don't worry. Collab is what I do best, man. So I'll definitely be surprising you guys with some most amazing collabs in 2025. So look forward to it.
By the way, speaking of your collabs, do you have a favorite? I must say one of my favorites of all time is your Gwen Stefani collab, just because I grew up such a No Doubt kid that when Gwen Stefani started doing solo stuff, Sweet Escape dropped, I was like, this is the sickest thing ever.
I wanna get away.
you have a favorite collab?
Oh yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite collabs without a question. But I think the one in history is definitely the one I did with Michael Jackson with Hold My Hand.
Just hold my hand, baby, I promise that I can. Things will go better if you just...
That one is historical.
So what's it like when you get to create something like that? Think back to like when you were a kid, you wanted to make music. You've been playing instruments since you were 5-6 years old, and then you get to do something like that. How does that feel to you as kind of a self-accomplishment?
It's really a hard thing to kind of describe because you're right. As a child, you grow up listening to this, you grow up looking up to this person, and you got to get a chance to actually create with this person, man. It's like, it's a surreal, environment that you actually faced. And then it's like you lose words on how to even explain it, but just know it's probably the best feeling you're ever going to go through.
You've also been, responsible for helping bring so many massive artists to the public's eye, like Lady Gaga.
Roma, Roma, Gaga, ooh la la, what's your romance?
And T-Pain.
Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you, let me buy you a drink.
If I'm not mistaken, did your brother bring T-Pain to you? And if so, what's the story of how you found him? Because that's an incredible story in itself of what he went on to become.
Yeah, my little brother, Boo, he was actually the A&R for convict music at the time, and he's the one that actually found T-Pain and brought him to me. And it was interesting because when he brought me the song that T-Pain did, it was a rendition of Locked Up. His was called I'm Effed Up. You know what I mean? Because he was in a bad situation at the time.
Steady trying to find me a motor to put up in my ride. Trying to be a roller, trying to hit the south side.
And then when I heard it, we was all shocked. We actually thought it was me on the record. And I was like, I don't remember doing a remix to my record, but he sounded so much like me, man. I was like, man, this kid is out of here. But then when I heard all the other records that he was working on, I felt like this is somebody we wanted to add to the family.
We in the bed
You've been a part of the music industry for such an interesting era, truly from the record sales era to now it is fully streaming, it's social media. It's going to be your first time properly releasing a new album kind of in this era. How is that for you as an artist who kind of established yourself in such a different era to where we are now, social media based?
Oh, I mean, it feels amazing, especially just, of course, coming from a different generation altogether and then being accepted by the younger generation. It's always been a challenge for a lot of artists. I've seen it happen. I'm watching it happen as we speak currently. But, to be accepted by this generation and still be, relevant in their eyes is definitely a blessing, man. It's not many words that you can actually use to describe that.
Yeah, and it's so cool with places like TikTok because they bring back old songs from the past that maybe before social media, once they're done, they may have not seen the light of day again. But I mean, Beautiful Day, Lonely.
And I'm so lonely, Mr. Lonely. I have nobody to call my own.
Our Beautiful Day's new, I guess, but I Want to Love You. Like, there's so many songs that have just been coming back to a generation that wasn't even born when they came out.
Right. Bonanza, Belly Dancer was a prime example. A lot of people don't know that was my first single before even Locked Up. But that single just didn't work at that time. And next thing you know, 20 years later, it becomes one of the biggest shared records on TikTok, man. It was unbelievable.
Hey, ladies, drop it down. Just want to see you touch the ground. Don't be shy, girl, go bonanza. Shake your body like a belly dancer.
Hey there, everybody. Nick Major here with the Spout Podcast, and I hope you are enjoying my chat with Akon. But really quick, to all my business owners out there, I know there's a lot of you selling your products on the internet, and with the endless audience available online, you want to make sure you're doing it right. You want it to be a great experience for both you and your customer. When you think about businesses that are absolutely killing it, like Feastables by Mr. Beast or Skims by Kim Kardashian, you think of their amazing products and branding, but there's a powerful tool behind their success that often goes unnoticed, and that tool is Shopify. I love how easy it is for both you as you run your business and for the customer when they are buying stuff from you, and you want the customers to have a smooth, reliable experience. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. They're the home of the #1 checkout system on the planet. And here's the not so secret weapon, ShopPay. With ShopPay, conversions can boost up to 50%, meaning fewer carts abandoned and way more sales for you. So whether your customers are scrolling on their phones, strolling through your web store, or shopping in person, Shopify makes makes selling easy. For businesses that want to grow, Shopify is the ultimate tool. So are you ready to upgrade your business? Get the same checkout system that top brands and names like Kim Kardashian and Mr. Beast use? Well, sign up for a $1 per month trial at shopify.com/spout. That's shopify.com/spout, all lowercase. And a new year is coming up. I have a feeling your business is going to thrive, and Shopify is going to help make it a breeze. Now let's get back to our chat with Akon. So what do you say to the young musicians around the world that want to pursue a career in music? What do you say to them, and what should they know, or what should they be doing?
I would just tell them to stay as original as possible, because I think a lot of the musicians today are all looking for something that's going to work. So they oftentimes mimic something that someone else has already done that's worked, but they don't realize that worked for them, but it may not work for them. You know what I mean? So the more original you are, the quicker you'll be able to stand out, especially with all the congestion of everybody wanting to be an artist and having the actual, platforms and access to the platforms now to put records out. You got to find something that differentiates you from everyone else. And that originality is worth putting time into.
That's what it is. It's got to be that original authenticity. I think people can tell when something is real. They can tell it's from the heart.
Yeah, 100%.
If you could go back in time, is there anything that you would do differently that you wish was a different decision that you made in your career? It seems like all has done pretty well, but have you ever missed an amazing opportunity that you were like, damn?
Actually, not really, man, because I was able to fulfill every dream that I actually dreamed of in this music business. And not only that, but the music business itself opened up doors for me to go beyond my dreams in general, man. So I think that every decision that I made was actually made right. You know what I mean? So I don't regret any of my decisions, to be honest.
No, that's awesome. And speaking about just worldwide stuff that you have been involved with, you did Akon Lighting in Africa. You started that. What has it been able to do for the communities in need?
Oh, my goodness. Akon Lighting Africa has started off as an initiative for philanthropy, to where it was lighting up villages all throughout Africa that didn't have any electricity. And then it became a for-profit business where I partnered up with the government to get the contracts in all these countries to light up the countries in itself, doing, solar street lamps. And then now we're currently in 16 countries all throughout Africa, impacting millions and millions of people, man. It's just been one of the most impactful projects I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, that's amazing. I've seen so many videos and stuff from it, and it just seems like such a cool, good thing that you're helping people out with. So props to you for that, man. It's awesome. And
it's amazing, man. It's amazing.
Yeah. So what else do you have coming up for the rest of the year? I saw you just played Red Rocks, which I love that venue. I've been there a few times, and nothing beats that view of that.
I love that venue. That venue is amazing.
It's so sick.
That venue is amazing, man. That venue is amazing.
So what are you cooking up the rest of this year until, I guess at some point before long, we're going to get to hear the new Money track?
Yes, you're about to hear that very, very soon. People, of course, my guys will get that out to you. And of course, it's going to be one of those highly, viral type of records because it gives that environment. But for the most part, the album is mainly the main focus. I really want to just, make sure all these records are out, put it out to the audience, make sure they all know that it exists. So when they do get it, that experience that I want to give them is actually felt.
All right. I love that. And seeing as it is 20 years since the first release this year, have you been doing anything for the celebration of this?
Yeah, actually, I've been on the road most of the time, but on the road, we always been, in a position to find reasons to celebrate. And when we can't find one, we be like, 20th year anniversary, let's go to the strip club.
Any reason to celebrate.
Any reason. 20th year anniversary has been the reason all month.
When you're not on the road, when you're not touring, what's some hobbies that you have that you like to get up to when you're not doing the music stuff?
I love to go to movies. I'm a movie buff, man. I love movies. You'll find me in a movie theater wherever I'm at. And then, of course, I love to go bowling as well, too. Bowling is also another friendly hobby of mine, of course.
Do you have AMC A-list?
No, but I do have, like, my Apple Vision Pros that I take everywhere with me, which is almost like a full IMAX within, it's the best. It is the best.
No, I'm a huge movie buff as well. I love going to the theaters. It's a thing I hope does not go away as more people love to sit at home and stream. But any movie recommendations that people should check out?
Right now, I'm trying to because I've been really, really busy moving around and it's not that much, but I'm looking forward to going to see that Gladiator with Denzel.
You have something in you. Rage. Never let it go.
Gladiator 2. That's right. It is coming out, so we'll check that out. We'll circle back on that next time we chat and see what we think. But Akon,
yeah, let's definitely do that.
Yeah, thank you so much for chatting, man. I appreciate it. You're such a legend, and to just be able to speak with you about the new song, Beautiful Day. Everyone check it out. Out now, Not Guilty. It is the album coming out hopefully in February, and then Akon Money is going to be coming out in a few weeks as well, it sounds like. So Akon, thank you for dropping by the Spout Podcast today.
No, thank you so much, my brother.
All right, everybody, that was my chat with Akon. Akon, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to talk. And I got to remind you all that every week we have brand new episodes of the Spout Podcast with all your favorite celebrities. So be sure to follow us, subscribe, turn on the notifications, drop a comment. I will respond to your comment. I promise, I really will. We'd love to see it. Last week, for example, our very own Eric Zachary, he sat down with sibling-fronted band Lawrence.
Like, one thing that we've been really lucky about is that it's been a really long, slow journey, but that like we've always been a little bigger each year than we were the year before.
And the week before, Tamara Dia spoke with the one and only Gwen Stefani.
Is there ever going to be new No Doubt music?
You know what? Like, you never know what's going to happen next. This is crazy right here.
So check those all out on the Spout Podcast. And there's a lot more in there already and a lot more to come. Okay, I know we're all music lovers here, so let's take a look at the 2025 Grammy nominations. This year's Grammy nominations celebrate a blend of industry heavyweights and fresh faces. The awards will take place at Los Angeles' Crypto.com Arena on February 9th, 2025, and broadcast live on CBS and Paramount Plus for fans around the world. So let's dive into the most talked about categories and artists up for awards. So Album of the Year includes a strong showing from icons and trendsetters Andre 3000's much anticipated solo album New Blue Sun is a top contender. Alongside Beyonce's Cowboy Carter, which has taken an innovative approach by blending country influences into her R&B pop roots.
This ain't Texas, ain't no hold'em. So lay your cards down, 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 down.
Pop sensation Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet.
Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is it that sweet? I guess so. Say you can't sleep, baby, I know. Does that mean espresso?
And Taylor Swift's ambitious The Tortured Poets Department.
I love you. It's ruining my life.
Are also vying for the top prize, each reflecting their personal evolution as artists. Song of the Year features standout tracks from both new artists and seasoned artists. Taylor Swift's Fortnite, featuring Post Malone, is a collaborative highlight, while Billie Eilish's Birds of a Feather showcases her unique storytelling. It is such a good song.
Birds of a feather, we should stick together. I know I said I'd never think I wasn't better alone. Can't change the weather, might not be forever, but if it's forever, it's even better.
Other nominees include Kendrick Lamar's introspective Not Like Us.
They not like us, they not like us, they not like us. You think the Bay gon' let you disrespect Pop? I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop.
And Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars's duet Die With a Smile.
If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you.
Each of which brings a fresh perspective on personal and societal themes. It's been a really cool year for music, so I've been looking forward to seeing who the nominees were going to be at the Grammys. In the Best New Artist category, Sabrina Carpenter, Doechii, and alternative group Kurung Pen are making waves. Gray, Chappell Roan, and Shabuzi are also nominated, each bringing a fresh sound and unique identity that resonated with fans and critics alike. But shout out to Chappell Roan just for what she has been able to accomplish this year in her career. It is remarkable. Best Pop Solo Performance nominees include Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso and Billie Eilish's Birds of a Feather. Beyonce's Bodyguard has also made an impression in this category.
They couldn't catch you, and they never will.
Standing alongside Chappell Roan's catchy song, Good Luck, Babe.
Cause I
For Best Rock Performance, there's a nostalgic buzz around the Beatles' Now and Then, marking their posthumous entry into the rock category. If you guys saw a number of months back, the Beatles worked with, I think it was Peter Jackson and some AI tools to get old John Lennon recordings and old George Harrison recordings and then put out a new song. So that is really cool to see that they are now nominated for a Grammy for it. Other rock legends like Green Day and Pearl Jam also join in on the nominations with fresh tracks that capture the genre's evolving sound. Beyonce, nominated across several categories, expressed her gratitude on social media, calling this album a love letter to American music roots. Meanwhile, fans of Taylor Swift were vocal about her continued nominations, which further solidify her status as a songwriting powerhouse. And with such a diverse field of nominees, this year's Grammy Awards promise to honor a wide range of genres, influences, and voices. So mark your calendars for February 9th to catch all the excitement live on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Getting embarrassing standing out here, Steve. I gotta do something.
Everything for his future depended on this special.
Over on the streaming side of things, Netflix's upcoming docuseries Return of the King, The Fall and Rise of Elvis Presley has fans excited. This documentary dives into Elvis's 1968 comeback special, a moment that reestablished him as a rock and roll icon. Also hitting Netflix is the highly anticipated Arcane Season 2. This League of Legends-inspired series captivated audiences with its stunning visuals and complex storytelling, making this new release one of the most anticipated drops of the month. Pop culture anniversaries are also giving fans plenty to celebrate and be excited and reminiscent about, because it has been 20 years since Kanye West dropped The College Dropout, an album that revolutionized hip-hop with its raw, personal themes.
I drink a boost for breakfast, an insure for dessert. Somebody order pancakes, I just sip the scissor. That right there could drive a sane man berserk. Not to worry, Mr. Ace to the Izzles back to Wizard.
Fans are revisiting the album and debating Kanye's influence on today's rap scene. And speaking of nostalgia, Britney Spears, Baby One More Time, it just celebrated its 25th anniversary. Many fans are reliving the 90s vibes and reflecting on Britney's profound impact on pop culture. And even just look at Halsey, for example. She had her song Lucky that came out off of her brand new album, and it pulls from Britney Spears' track.
I'm so lucky, I'm a star, but I cry in the lonely heart thinking.
So what an absolute icon Britney Spears is. But I remember when that came out 25 years ago. So that just makes me feel old and makes me realize time flies. So as I always say, follow your dreams. You have one life. We're all just doing this once, so let's make sure we're doing what we love. And in the sports meets pop culture world, Jake Paul will be facing off against boxing legend Mike Tyson in a massive Netflix broadcast event this weekend. The match is set to take place in Texas and will be streamed live. The bout has already ignited debates about the crossover between entertainment and sports, as well as Jake Paul's growing influence in the boxing world. And I must say, when it comes to Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and the Kardashians, I think it is incredible what they've been able to do with their lives and careers. Back to what I was just saying a couple seconds ago about how we have one life, time goes by fast. It's true. And what they've been able to do with their time is truly just, it's remarkable. And I have nothing but props to them for that. And fans can catch the fight live this Saturday exclusively on Netflix. And we talked about some new things coming to Netflix, like the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight, which I will be watching. But what about those of us who like to go to movie theaters still? That is my favorite way to watch movies. It is a dying art that better not go anywhere. And I've always loved keeping an eye on box office numbers to see what movies are performing well, which ones are flopping. And with that, let's take a look at this weekend's box office breakdown. So a movie has to make twice its budget to be considered profitable in theaters. Why? Because the movie studio gets about half the ticket sale when it's in theaters, and the movie theater gets about half the ticket sale. Therefore, the studio, to get at least that full cost back that they're only getting half of each ticket sale for, they have to make twice the budget. So I think that makes sense. Coming in at number 1 across the U.S. this past weekend is Venom: The Last Dance. Directed by Ruben Fleischer and starring Tom Hardy, the latest action-packed installment of the Venom series keeps audiences hooked as Eddie Brock wrestles with his symbiote in a fresh battle. It's the third consecutive weekend at number 1, bringing an additional $16.2 million in the U.S. on its $110 million budget. It's got to hit that $220 million mark to be considered profitable, and has it done it? It has. $230 million. Glad to see it. Not the same numbers we see with those Marvel movies, but glad to see that they at least turned a bit of a profit on this one. Coming in at number 2 across the U.S. this past weekend in the movie theaters was The Best Christmas Ever.
And nothing is more important than our annual Christmas pageant.
The pageant is sacred.
It is a family-friendly holiday movie directed by Rachel Winter, the perfect film to see with the kids and family over the holidays, and it has a great cast including Judy Greer and Pete Holmes. It made $11.1 million on what was its debut weekend on a budget of about $30 million. So while it's still got a ways to go, these holiday pushes can really bring numbers to a movie, especially a movie like this when it comes to be like Thanksgiving and if it's still in theaters when Christmas comes around. So I don't think it's going to be a massive hit, but I do see it turning a profit. Number 3 at the box office is Heretic.
Good afternoon. Mr. Reed, are you interested in learning more about the Church of Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Directed by Rose Glass and starring Hugh Grant, this psychological thriller follows a man grappling with intense moral dilemmas in a haunted village. It's a movie by A24, and they've done it again because audiences and critics are loving it. I feel like when you hear A24, your ears suddenly perk up because there's a good chance you might like the movie they're coming out with. They've done it again with Heretic. It brought in $11 million on its debut weekend. Online, I found its budget is somewhere between $10 to $35 million. I think the more reliable source I found was closer to $10 million. So we will say it made $13.6 million this past weekend. And it is an interesting time of year. You know what? We're getting into the holiday season. I guess Halloween just ended though. So we'll see what kind of horror box office numbers can still pull. But I do think it's going to flop. I hope I'm wrong though. I never want movies to flop. Number 4 is The Wild Robots.
I do not have the programming to be a mother.
The animated film directed by Chris Buck, starring Pedro Pascal. It's based on the children's book by Peter Brown, and it tells the story of a robot finding its place in nature. In its 7th week in theaters, it's maintained strong momentum domestically and abroad. It brought in $6.7 million this past weekend in the U.S., has a total budget of $78 million, so looking to make, $160 million or so to be considered profitable. It has cleared that $292.2 million. So that was your box office breakdown, and next week on the Spout Podcast, I will be chatting with pop star Ava Max.
Oh, she's sweet but a psycho, a little bit psycho. At night she's screaming, I'm on my mind.
She has been releasing some great new music, like her latest song, One Wish. And she just has an awesome catalog of releases in general, so I can't wait for that. The interview, at the time of me filming this video, the interview is happening tomorrow, so wish me luck, and then tune back in to check out the full thing. I'm once again Nick Major with the Spout Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time.